Blades fans, subscribe to Blades Ramble. Up the Blades.
What is happening, Blades? We are back, top of the league. How's it going? I am, of course, Jimmy, proudly sponsored by Action Coach Sheffield. If you're a growing business and you want support to continue that growth, they are the people to speak to. We're also sponsored by B&B Auto Centres, and we are absolutely buzzing tonight because we're back top of the league. How many of those 1,000 and 1,200 people joined us over from the other stream, you're asking? 172, 174. We're ticking up nicely. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm not going to be alone today. In fact, let's just put, I know it's not 90 after 90, but I like to show my sponsors some love, and I haven't created one for the debrief. I've got Paul Man Mountain ready to step in, and I'm waiting to see if he's going to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let's just test it then, Paul. Let's test it. His microphone wasn't working. Can you hear me? No, we can't hear you. Come on, get on with it. Sorted. I'm going to read some comments and I'll give you a proper intro when you get that microphone working, because you'll deserve it. You're working hard in the background. Ricky says, any idea where Anel is, anyone? We heard it was an ankle injury in training. Don't know the extent of it. Because it was on Plus on Sky, I've kept it on, but they're not going to do an interview with Wilder because it's not one at main games. So we may not find it. I certainly won't find out from this. It might be interviewed by Football 11 afterwards, and we might get to know then. But Football 11 were the ones that were reporting it apparently on commentary, that it was an ankle injury. So fingers crossed it's not a serious one. What a fantastic away win that is. Plenty out there, not fully fit, tough place to go. But we keep finding a way to grind out these wins. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, says Matthew. Absolutely right. Can't put it any better myself. Really tough place to go. Really tough place. And we've gone there and we've nicked it, haven't we? We've nicked it. I think it were a game that could have gone either way. Great game. Great win against a difficult team, says Sam. What a result tonight, says Professor Mumford. How's it going, Steve? Hope you're well, pal. You've just missed him. He's just left. I don't know whether you caught back end at watch along, but I'm sure he'll say hi next time we see you. We'll be at Plymouth if you're about. What a result tonight. Brilliant 3 points in it. Really tough place to go. Good win that, Jim, says Ricky. Getting a win like that, ticking off a really difficult away ground. It's not just the 3 points. It's everything, isn't it? It's everything. I love it. I love it. Are the performances the best? Probably not. But let's hope for a few decent January editions, as I still don't think we've quite clicked despite being top. Credit to Wilder, says Matthew. Absolutely credit to Wilder. He's been brilliant. All right, lads. Great, says Daz. Great. Nice. Love it. Love it. This is never an easy place to come. Paul, are we ready for your intro yet? Are we ready? You don't know. You don't know. Should we test it? Hello? No, can't hear you. What's going on? Have you got an iPad or something else that you can maybe... We'll go with that. Okay, mate. Cool. S17 Blade, Tom Davies says quality when he came on. Was quality when he came on. Looking forward to seeing more from him. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. I won't say a Tom Davies doubter because I'd not seen enough of him in the Prem. But everybody's saying we've got a Premier League player. He's only ever played in Premier League, 150 appearances in Premier League. He could never get fit. So that was why I had my concerns about him and my reservations about him. We saw a little bit of him under Eke. Didn't pull any trees up really, but never really looked fully fit. The big thing about Tom Davies is he's come out and spoken publicly about how the club has supported him to get back to truly to full fitness. Rather than rushing him back, it feels as though we're taking real appropriate care of our players. So Kiefer Moore wasn't chucked straight back in against these lot tonight. And he did look a little bit rusty, but that's just one example. He was possibly fit to be in the squad for West Brom. He wasn't in the squad. Tyrese Campbell, it looks like we've made a sensible decision with keeping him out. We don't know how serious that is. It could be more serious than feared. That's what I've sort of intimated and suspected. But we're doing what's best for the individual. And that's how it should be. So Tom Davies has praised the club for allowing him to fully recover. And if he has fully recovered, on tonight's evidence and on that Sunderland cameo, what a player we've got. So it looks now like Vinny Souza limped off a little bit. You don't ever know with Vinny. Somebody suggested in chat it might be a dead leg. I think that's a good shout. It could well have been a dead leg. It could just be fatigue with Vinny, because he's played a lot of minutes for us. I think he's a bit wet at times, to be honest, as well. I don't think he's the toughest cookie. But if Tom Davies has to come in against Plymouth, it does anybody bat an eyelid now? I don't think we do we? Because he looked absolute quality, just like S17 says here. Oh, it works, Jimmy. Davies is very impressive when he came on. Everyone had a good game. Yeah, everyone is a stretch. I think Raksaki didn't look great. I don't think Vinny looked great. I think a win absolutely turns everybody's opinion round, doesn't it? I think Alfie Gilchrist had a really good game. I think Harry Suter certainly really grew into the game. I thought Robinson looked solid. A couple of obligatory Robinson-esque phases, but you cannot grumble at that ping. Somebody said playing Ollie Norwood at centre-back was a genius move from Wilder. What a ping from Jack Robinson, and that touch from Gustavo. It's unbelievable. Stevie Holmes, hope you're well, pal. Great win, back top of the league. Well done, Brewster. A goal at last. Absolutely, pal. Great streams always, Jimmy. Thank you, pal. There's no like streaming with my dad. And I love stream. Excuse me. I don't mean that in any other sense, because I don't want to sort of like Stringry Jordan against West Bromwich were brilliant, and he carried it, to be honest. But my dad just has me in stitches all the time. It's ridiculous. I can't get through a sensible stream with him. But right, it looks to me like we're ready. Looks to me like I'm not going to be flying solo. So it's got to be done the right way, hasn't it? And now, because we've over 600 people join us.
This is a view from the mountain with a heart so pure it's astounding. Man, mountain strong and true. What a man, what a view.
What a man, what a view. It's Paul the Man Mountain.
Does it
Yes, it works. Yes, we can hear you, mate. How are you doing?
Would it be a ramble without a technical difficulty? You tell me.
Mate. No, you're keeping with the theme, and I appreciate it. How's things with you, mate? What do you think to that?
Well, I do. I think that absolutely sums us up this season. That performance, and I'll tell you why. Because the thing that I loved about that performance, I know some people were digging us out, or not played well again, and one shot on target and won the game. And you said rightly, one shot on target is what you need, because the boys, they defended. Now, even when our fullbacks were caught short, even when someone goes past somebody, the blocks, the willingness to defend. I know you prefer now. I think this game was tailor-made for Jackie Robinson. I really do. This type of match, I would take him over an L in this sort of game, for the simple reason he is the one that puts his body in the way. He is
very revisionist.
I'm telling you, mate. I'm telling you.
Very revisionist.
It's very, very true, that, and I'm going to justify it. I think Jack Robinson, for this type of match, in this type of environment, offers us an awful, awful lot. And I have to say, I think I've been proven right. I think he was brilliant. And what I love the most is you're not going to win leagues winning like Middlesbrough, winning 5-1, 4-1, 3-0. You're not. That doesn't get you any extra points. You don't score 3 goals and get an extra point because you did so. 3 points is 3 points. It's true.
Correct. Absolutely bang on.
Did Cooper ever look like he was going to concede a goal? Not to me, really.
I can feel Clarkey nodding from here. That's what I can feel it. Just like that's what it is. It's all about the point.
And with half an hour to go, I was looking at it going, these aren't going to score. Again, I was convinced they were not going to score.
How good is Michael Cooper, by the way? How good is Michael Cooper?
Well, it's getting boring just repeating ourselves, but I have to be honest. I thought it was a terrific performance. You've got to have a willingness to back your mate up. You've got to have a willingness to keep the ball out of the net. And we just show it time after time. And that is what wins you divisions. It's not winning by 4, 5, 6. Fans love the matches, but Leeds have got turned over there. And they already have. They did get turned over in that game against this lot. And there's a reason, because they put you under pressure. It's a physical challenge. And Alfie Gilchrist, his positioning, his willingness to defend, to put the tackles in. Tom Davis, take a bow, because actually, you watch the work he was doing, the doubling up on players, getting his foot in, composure when he had the ball. I thought he was absolutely superb, and he was exactly the type of player we needed. A bit of experience. No, we're not going to panic and boot it into the channel, which Shackleton did towards the end, which drove me a little bit potty, I'll be honest. But have it right. Tom Davis stepped forward, and again, I'm talking about the substitutes, McCallum and Burrows on that left-hand side. How many headers did McCallum win, by the way?
I know.
I know. It's like Nike and McCallum on the left-hand side there. Absolutely brilliant. And he played a fantastic ball to Burrows that nearly got the crossing towards the end. I thought the subs have made a real big difference tonight in a game where it was never going to be pretty. They're a combative team. We've rotated the players. They've all come in and put a shift in. I'm so proud of them tonight. This epitomizes our season. Brilliant.
We'll go with epitomize if you want to chuck some new words in there. That's all right, mate.
Well, you like to do that, don't you? Every now and then you get a new one in. Every now and then.
Why not? Why not? We're celebrating, aren't we? I'll just
expanding the Ramble vocab, mate. Whatever we like.
You're right. I love it. Your mic isn't great. I can make out what you're saying, but it's a little bit in and out, jumping in and out. So I don't know whether you can get that clearer. But let's jump into some comments. And there's loads of people wanting to talk about this. Looking at this running to Christmas, says George. Burnley Boxing Day is going to be a huge game. Can you imagine if we can keep Burnley and push them further down? It's a huge opportunity. That really bad performance again, says Chip Butty. Happy for the 3 points, yet it's concerning. I think it's a good sign, to be honest. And I know that sounds a little bit backwards because you always want to be playing well. But if you're going to go through a poor spell, you still need to put points, and we're doing it. John says, I said in the last ramble that Tom Davis is the man, and I was right. Start him against Plymouth. You did, John. You did. You were very pro Tom Davis. Drew says, loved it. We've still got availability issues. Target on our backs being top, up against players who are about to undergo a change in manager, and they found a way through. Cracking watch along, Jim. Thanks, says Chris. How good was Tom Davis, and how bad was Moore? Moore looked very rusty, I have to say. Didn't know Tom Davis could tackle like that. Great cameo, says Steve. And we are back, says Nige. Amazing result, says Rob. Daz says, all right, lads, great 3 points from a tricky away fixture. Peck put a right shift in, and I'm chuffed with Davis 30 minutes, up the blades, up the Ramble. Finally went and got a cuppa, couldn't stop watching. Love that, Avril. Love that. Thank you for the support. Love that. Martin, looks like there's been a power cut in Leeds. They're all in bed with the lights off. I know, mate. I've just checked my phone, actually, while Man Mountain were talking. I can't see anything from Connor. He sent me 4 voice notes in a row last night, and I haven't seen anything tonight. Don't know what's happened to him. I hope he's all right. Little Pecker had a decent game, says Danny Boy. Nice celebration at the end. I missed his celebration because I was running through people's comments, but I will be watching it back. Man Mountain went for it then. The confidence. I know. Do a vid like One Leeds channel. Every time they win, I watch Sheffield United Burnley and not worried we'll win the league after one game. What we did, Leeds could do. Our turn to be delusional, says Great Bants. Jack says another good 3 points on the road. Sousa and Davis could be the next midfield pairing. Another poor performance caused by ourselves. Seemed very slow and sloppy, but we won. Come on. Jack, I think Lee will not be happy with your comment in terms of the Sousa and Davis pairing. And I have to side with Lee today because I think Sousa were below par, if I'm honest. And it's not to dig anybody out. We've won, and it's a great result. But I think Raksaki and Sousa were probably our 2 poorest players on the pitch today. Tom Davis looked great. So Tom Davis and Sidney Peck pairing is the one that steps up against Plymouth. I'm more than happy with that. What would you say to that, Paul?
I would say, mate, that's what we got to worry about. We've got options, haven't we? I think Tom Davis has turned up. I think Tom Davis has shown he's a very viable option for the Christmas period. I was calling for it. I thought he should have started, and I did say that
you did
previously as well.
You did.
I just feel like We've got options in there. I think it's a really good thing, and I think he offers us something a little different. He's probably the best at nicking the ball, actually.
Oh yeah, and looking after the ball as well. Looking after it. I think we've been sloppy in possession, and he looked like he knew how to look after it, which we needed at that time. David says, "Great win, Jimmy. Not our best performance, but the type of win that champions get." Up the Ramble, up the Blades. Great result, says Anthony. Hope Rian can keep scoring. See you all Saturday, Hertfordshire Blade. Yes, you will, Ant. We'll be there in Triple Point before the game. Are you there this weekend, Paul?
Well, I was, and then Ronnie's. I was, and then Ronnie's football match has been put back to a later time. So yeah, I know it's 12 o'clock kickoff, which makes it logistically fiasco time for me, unfortunately. No. I know I'll be watching, obviously, but no, I did plan to come up, but it's
never mind, mate. Never mind. These things happen. Duty calls. Ryan Brewster, baby. Ryan Brewster. Oh, says Pixie. I think we're slightly off with that one, but yeah, fair dues. Let's all join in. Get in there, says Jamie. What a final goal for Brewster in a United shirt. Have you spoken to final goal? I think that's a bit harsh, Jamie. Spoke to Connor? No, I haven't spoken to him yet, mate. I've not heard from him. Just lost my voice and my mind. Me and Ian the Blade deserve this. Yes, Beast Boy, you have been flying that flag for a long time. Well done to you two in particular. 2 winnable games coming up now before Burnley on Boxing Day. Getting, mate. Yeah, so it's Cardiff after Burnley. Is it both at home? No, it's Cardiff away, isn't it? I think. I'm not sure. We'll have to have a look. Jimmy. Hi, Jimmy and Paul. Hope you're both well, says Nath. I thought Raksaki looked tired from the start. I think we should rest him against Plymouth on Saturday. Tom Davis is different gravy. We need to keep him fit. I agree. How do, Jimmy? What a tight game. How well did Davis play? Won everything. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. You're up to 5.5K, Mr. V. You're not reading these right. We've got... It's not 5.5, it's 5052 we've got at the moment. But I'd love to be where you think we are. Closing in on Travelling Blade, who's been doing this for years. Keep up the sensational work, up the Blades, up the Ramble, and another 3 points back to the summit of the mountain, pun intended. Nice. That was fantastic win and well-deserved with superb quality goal. It was rare. That was the difference, wasn't it? That touch of quality from Jack Robinson, Gustavo, and a good finish from Rian. Absolutely brilliant. That has to be one of the best days of my life. No way Rian has scored. Beast Boy's loving it. Absolutely living vicariously through Rian Brewster, and I love it. I'm a little worried about these performances, but that's me. I'm a warrior, says Jack. Jack, we're all right, mate. We're in it together. Sousa and Davis offer very different things. If Sousa were to be out for weeks, also not sure Davis will be able to play that much football. That's fair. I rate Tom, says Sarah. Love his tenacity. Good word. Good word. Yeah, agreed. This is a proper Wilder team, this, says Nige. I agree. Fantastic performances, Andrew. We're on the pitch. Loved it. Vinny shaking hands at the end of the game on the pitch, so hopefully not a bad injury, says Wayne. Mind you, more than happy if Tom Davis starts on Saturday. Hey up, Jordan, pal. See you at Sunderland. I don't know if Jordan and Martin are talking to each other in the chat. Statement made, says Sean. Leeds, Burnley and Sunderland all failed to come away with a win. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, like and subscribe. Sean, when are you coming back on, pal? That's something I'll say to you, Platinum Rambler. You're more than welcome. The door is open. What I like about Davis, he was onto every second ball, says Jack. Fairfield says, I understand the rhetoric of it being good. We're winning games, which is ultimately what football is about, but not sure how many more poor performances we can get away with. It's really poor to watch. I mean, I'll let you have a bit of time here, Paul, but I think we tend to grind it out and don't always look like the better team against decent sides. And then we turn up against... Oh, what are you doing here? He just don't want to talk to me, does he? Look, it's not me having technical issues. How good is this? It's not me. Hello.
Right. Is that better?
Yay, we're back. I can hear you properly as well. So that's good, because I was just going to ask you a question. And I forgot it one now. Oh, yes, it was. That I think we can do really well grinding out results against teams like Millwall, that are tough opposition. I think a 2-2 at West Brom is really good. Obviously, we struggled against Leeds and Borough. We grinded a win out against Sunderland. But then we'll play Oxford and we'll absolutely smash them off the park. So we have got it in us for these sort of performances when we're We come in full of confidence, and I think Plymouth is another one of these games that I would expect us to dominate and hope for 2 or 3 goals without being overconfident. So surely that would be what Fairfield's asking for in terms of knocking the poor performances on the head, or the perceived poor performances on the head, and getting back to, you know, a bit of a rhythm about our play. What's your thoughts on the next couple coming up then, Paul?
Well, I was just looking at. I just pulled up the league table just so we can take this in, right? 44 points from 20 matches.
It's ridiculous.
Well, it is because it's just like everyone's saying. We're not going and whopping teams. We don't look like we're on a different planet. But for me, it's the craft of winning a football match. It's risk and reward. It's how much do you commit? Because we could go with 5 attacking midfield players and a striker and whatever, and we could go for it and we could be super exciting. But if we'd have lost that game tonight, 3-2, and it had been a blockbuster,
yeah, that's right.
Is that what we're after? Because
like a Middlesbrough.
Yeah, well, I think we play to our strengths. We play to our strengths. That's the best back 5 in the division, backed 100%. Up by the best defensive midfield player in the division. And when you've got that, you've got to invite teams onto you, and you've got to what looks like to a lot of people suffer, but they can't break us down. I don't see us. Even the goals we concede are usually from a cross ball. That's, you know, if someone attacks it right, we do. How many clear-cut chances have we conceded this season? How many times have we been? Has someone played and then got one-on-one with Coops and slotted it past him and opened? They haven't,
have they?
They haven't. And even tonight with the perceived lack of pace, and yeah, I agree. Robinson and Sousa, there was one instance in the first half where I think they were both wrong side of the forwards. I was like, what is happening here? Because they couldn't get back in quick enough. But we're just very, very good in those moments where we need to defend and defend properly. And
brilliant.
No, it isn't. And Gilchrist, for me, he does that a lot. I think Burrows is getting better at it all the time, and they're just backing up their mates all the time.
Burrows is such an unsung hero in this side. He doesn't get the plaudits, but he goes about his business really well. Just a really solid defender. I really like him. Pixie says, hopefully that will get Brewster up and running. And how good was it to see Moore back again? It was, but I thought Moore was a bit poor tonight, I have to say. And I'm a big Kiefer Moore fan. It'll take some time, maybe greasing the wheels to get back in. Siddy and Tom, get where water can't. I love it. Nice one, Sarah. Tom Davis brought something different tonight for us. If we can stay top going into the window, I think we need some more creativity and a front man. We're going to be doing a plan for Jan. So we'll do a squad assessment and then plan for where we're going to strengthen or where we think we should strengthen as part of a couple of rambles coming up. Sarah says, so happy for Brewster too. We've got 926 people in here now, Paul. Unbelievable, mate.
Good, isn't it? Yeah.
Hi, Jimmy. Didn't play well, but 3 points. Does this mean the takeover goes on another month? Prince out, says Gary. Up the Ramble, up the Blades. This is a free speech platform. You're more than entitled to your opinion. I think if I'm Prince Abdullah, I'm thinking we are much closer to being a Premier League team than 22 other teams. So they're getting a steal at the price we originally agreed. Everybody knows my thoughts on it anyway. So every win is a good win, says Dublin Blade. Millwall is always a difficult place to go. They've beaten all the top teams, Leeds, Burnley, even the S6 lot. I thought you said top teams. 3 points off the 3 points, top of the league. That'll do. Blades, that'll do. 4 points clear a third as well, which I think is a huge, huge bonus. Creativity looks off it a lot of the time, says Jack. I know that's been something Jack's been quite concerned with for a while. Happiest man in Sheffield here, says Ian. It's just the start. Rian Brewster, baby. Andrew says, poor to watch. Everyone's out to beat us. Not a classic, but we're top of the league. I agree. Dry Bryce says, first half, thought we got bullied a bit, but showed a lot of resolve and determination. Please for Rian, Tom Davis, 4 out of 6, top of the league. Should be no complaints. Completely agree. Always the voice of reason, Bright. Love that. What a game, what a result. And we all said Brewster will score soon. We might have said it. I don't know how many of us believed it, to be honest. So fair play to those that genuinely did, because there were some.
No, I'm really sorry, mate. I've dug out Brewster a number of times. But I'm really
you
pleased.
And everybody else, mate, apart from a select few.
I'm really pleased for him. I think it's the perfect type of goal that it was the type of goal he was going to score. Obviously, the build-up play, the missile from left to right,
unbelievable,
really unreal, super ball, landed on a sixpence. Gussie, the man you want to take that touch, and the perfect setup. And like you say, if this signals a change, let's not forget he has scored goals for club. He scored for Swansea. He scored for England, for the England youth team. Won the Euros with the youth team as well, and looked a real dangerous player. And yes, it'll take a lot more than a tap in at Millwall for everyone to go, he's back and he's firing again.
Yeah, there's that player when you were always in there.
But it's the perfect goal for him to score, and I thought, you've got to be there to do it. There's lots of goal scorers going, that's a good run. He made a really good run. It was the perfect ball. I'm really, really happy for Ian Brewster, and he should enjoy it. But he's got to come in and show a bit more. I thought he was out to dry in the initial stages of the game, because I thought we just kept pumping the ball up to him.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it's not his game, is it? It's not going to stick like that.
Give him a chance. Yeah. I mean, I'm a fan of mixing it up. I'm a fan of going to feet sometimes, and I'm a fan of going in behind sometimes and diag sometimes. It's you got to keep defenses guessing. But yeah, I think he was a bit hung out to dry initially, but then he started having a couple more touches. And like you say, the next time that ball drops, he nearly had a second. I thought, he probably should have had a second.
Yeah, he should.
At least work the goalkeeper from the angle.
You've got to hit the target from there, haven't you?
You have, but again, we forgive him because we're all on his team. We all want him to do well. So
his finish has won his game, hasn't it? His finish has won us the game. So
it has. That's right. That's absolutely right. And I'd give him another run against Plymouth. I think when you're a striker and you score a goal, you need to keep playing and try and work your way into that match sharpness and that finishing. So.
I love having you on, mate. I always think you talk sense, but with 982 people in here, and I'm always behind when we have 300 people in chat. So I will try my best to keep bringing you in.
Right.
I have to say this is obviously 90 after 90. The little banner down here. It's not 90 after 90 tonight. It's the debrief, but I haven't had a chance to do a banner for it. I just wanted to show some love to our sponsors, Action Coach Sheffield and VMB Auto Centres, who massively support the channel. Also, KC Sofas that my dad were trying to sweeten up tonight so he could get a free sofa himself. So no chance. You've got to work for it, Dad. You can buy it like the rest of us. Getting there 4 important points in the last 2, which I'd have took before both games, says Marco. Vinny is a dead leg and nothing else. Great win, says Bean. Davis was class when he came on. I think quite a few of our players are starting to look knackered. Hopefully, Brewster has confidence now. Still think we need 3 in January. Takeover sorted, please, says Bean. Let's hope it's not a goal every 2 years, or it's going to be like Ollie Mack. He didn't score for ages and went on a scoring run. Or is it going to be like Ollie Mack, where he didn't score for ages and goes on a scoring run? Hiya, man, Mountain, says Avril.
Avril, how you doing?
Great scrappy win.
I'm gonna get it in the neck for that. I don't know why, but it's not my fault.
Hi, Mrs. Mountain, in the background. Great scrappy win. A tough place to go. Great cameo from Tom Davies. Kiefer Moore, injured or drunk. Some cameo. Fair, George. The aura Cooper brings to us is unreal. Some keeper, isn't it? Yeah, it's that aura. I agree with that. Play that tune again. Bloody ads made me miss it. Lol of you. Oh, sorry. No, we can't, I'm afraid. We have to save it for special occasions. I do love playing it, though, Pixie. Not a flying, glitzy performance, says Nath, but this squad is so solid and professional and just get the job done. Absolutely right. Dad says it was a statement win. We have some tough games coming up over the holiday period, so a win away at any team below the top 6 will see us home. Good for Brewster and another clean sheet for Coops. Evening, Jimmy. This ain't for Muscat. This is for you, Connor. Have it. Up the Blades, up the Ramble, like and subscribe. LA Blades bringing it. Coatsy, I think Robbo has been great all season, and I'll take these 1-0s all day long. Coatsy, I'm also going to say thank you so much, pal, because I've just seen that you've become a Rambler. Welcome to the team, and get yourself in that WhatsApp group and join the banter. Great battling performance, says Andrew. Davis looks good when he came on. Gilchrist and Burrows had good games. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Keep up the good work, Jimmy. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it, pal. Jack says, I just think we need to move the ball way faster. We're at walking pace and letting them letting them reset, he says. Man Mountain speaks a lot of sense, says, right, this is the view from the mountain. This is why he's got his own intro, because he is a man of the people, knows his stuff. 100% agree with the mountain, with the Robinson comment. What a win, by the way, up the Ramble. What a win, what a man, what a view. Spot on assessment, Paul. A lot of mountain love in the chat tonight. It's good. It's good. It's about time. About time you had your flowers. Need Robinson when we're in the trenches like tonight, up the Blades, up the Ramble. Exactly your point, weren't it, pal? Tommy's in it, full agreement. Cheeky midweek double, says Kyle. Absolutely right. We can't forget that little result last night. That was good for us as well. Nath says, by the way, I called. If Tom Davies can come back, it will be like a new signing. It could be a big plus for us. You did say that, Nath.
Yeah,
you did say that. I remember you saying it. Tom Davies, sensational when he came on. Sidney Peck, brilliant yet again, says Mark. O'Hare, good again for me. Who scored for us? I missed it. Yeah, of course you did, Paul. Davies is the epitome of wanting it more, and let's not forget O'Hare, because that lad never stops. O'Hare, again, ran his socks off tonight. I thought his effort levels were through the roof again. Fair play to that lad. I think if we play Sousa and Davies together, our midfield will be even more strong. Jack says, I think that's a bit harsh on Sousa. He's taken some blows this season and carried on, walking, jogging, wounded at Coventry. Fair dues, Jack. Maybe I was a little bit harsh. I just don't think he's as tough as some of our other lads. But like, I can't argue with some of his performances this season. He has been great at times. I just think he's off the boil a little bit at the minute. I called it. I've read that further up. Mike says, can we all chip in to get Man Mountain a microphone? Never sounds clear, but from what I could hear, he always talks sense. I think that's the next step of our journey.
I'm on the iPad now, mate. I'm hopeful it's gonna.
It's sounding well, mate. It's sounding all right.
Okay, cheers.
McCallum auditioning for Zebedee in the Magic Roundabout movie. Honestly, that kid who needs millions to spend, freeze loans and youth boom. Absolutely right, Pixie. I agree with Paul. They used to call George Graham's Arsenal boring when they used to grind out 1-0 wins and not always playing sexy football. Well done, ref, for not falling for the dive. Disgraceful. Well said, Jamie. He didn't book him, though, did he? He didn't book him. And was it a dive? Was it a dive, or did Gilchrist clip him?
I think Tom Davies saves our bacon there. And I'll tell you why. Because I think the referee's watching the ball. I think Davies comes in, gets his foot on the ball at full stretch, obviously. And I do think he misses Gilchrist. I think he touches his back leg, which I felt he was going to go over. So the refs would still have had a choice to make whether he thought it was enough. But usually when they're running at pace, they are given if he thinks he's touched him. I think the fact Davies goes in, blurs it all up, gets his foot on the ball.
And takes the ball cleanly as well.
Takes the ball clearly. I think that's what has convinced the referee that he was already going down in instalments. So again, but that's good defending. That's backing your mate up. It's everything we've been saying. You know, that tackle could be the difference. And I just want to say now that someone's mentioned the referee, I was watching that first half and I thought, he's not giving anything here. The referee did give hardly any fouls in that first half, but he was consistent with it. And when they got a bit more cynical in the second half, he tried to let as much go as possible. And I have to say, it was a really good performance. We're not talking about the referee. And some will say, oh, you're not talking about him because he didn't give that pen. But that's not true. I thought the ref was decent all the way through. Wasn't card happy. I would say it was a really good performance. And we should say that because we're often bemoaning the referees.
Yeah, I thought there were a couple of really strong tackles that would normally be given as fouls that he didn't give. And we moan about those when it don't go for our team, but then you're happy when it don't go for opposition. So as long as he's consistent, then you can live with that, can't you? It's fine.
Yeah.
We've got over 1,000 people in here, Paul. Absolutely ridiculous numbers. So thank you to everybody that joins us. If you're not already, please do subscribe to us. We are trying to grow as a channel and get seen by more people, but really appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Another clean sheet, says Ian. Sidney Peck was excellent, says Anne. Young kid just goes about his business. Well done, Rian. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Well said, Anne. I didn't necessarily notice Sidney that much, but Lee, who I really value Lee's opinion in our chat and he's one of our Platinum Ramblers, and he always talks sense, and he's obviously highlighted City tonight. So fair play if you spotted that too, Ant. I think we're overlooking these poor performances because we win. If we play like that, it'll be rough against Burnley. They're very solid defensively. Jack, just enjoy it, pal. Just enjoy it. I know you get a little bit worked up about it, but we're top at league. Feel sorry for Moore, not 100% fit, and I've chucked him in there personally in my eyes. Feel sorry for him, says Brad. it's a baptism of fire, and he clearly wasn't match fit. But how are you going to get match fit without playing the minutes? He didn't play that long. I think we needed that presence for defensive corners, like my dad had talked about as well. We'd lost height and size because of Vinny. So I could see why he came on, and I was glad to see him back, to be honest, although he didn't play very well, I didn't think. Just past that golden glove to Cooper now, says Nige. Oh, Vinny's okay. Surprised to see Femi and Enel not in the squad, says Harry. O'Hare and Hamer had their moments. Tom Davies was good when he came on. Look open without Sousa, especially defensively. Up the blades, up the ramble, like and subscribe. I thought we looked okay, to be honest. I think we naturally sat a little bit deeper, which invites them on a little bit, but that's natural as you're trying to defend a lead. Seeing as we're here 3 times now, love this away game. Great when you only live 45 minutes away. Yes, David, you were there tonight, weren't you? So glad you enjoyed it, pal. Daz says we had performances like this the last time we were promoted. Grinding out 3 points sends you up. I'll just let you know that comment we made at 10:03. We're now on 10:24. So I'm trying to keep up with everybody. Definitely need a midfielder and a striker in January short term. As short in them departments. Defensively, we look okay. Has got Gilchrist and Shackleton who can play there. Where the hell is Brooks, says Chip? But what did I miss? Why wasn't Anel even on the bench, Mr. Mumford? So Brooks was on the bench, and why is he not getting a shout? And Anel wasn't on the bench because he's picked up an ankle injury in training, apparently. Any thoughts, Paul, on Andre Brooks not getting in, but also what we need in January, just as a quick summary?
Gosh, here we go. That's quite a lot.
Yeah. Whirlwind.
Yeah, I think that the lads that came on offered a little bit more know-how. Let's put it like that.
Even Shackleton?
Yeah, I think he does. And defensively, yeah, I mean, I don't think he's a great player on the ball, but he's high energy, and he's the kind of guy that you need. You need midfielders who are going to chase. And I'm not saying that Brooks wouldn't, because I've always said he's quite good going the other way. And he might have offered us a little bit more of an outlet when we did actually get the ball, so we weren't just punting it into the spaces. I agree with that. But I think he's out of form. He's obviously lacking a bit of confidence. He hasn't had what I call a good game for us for quite some time. And maybe the Den's not the place. Maybe Plymouth at home, bringing him on with half an hour to go, hopefully 2 or 3 to the better, and let him go and express himself, take the shackles off and see how he gets on. I don't mean taking off Shackleton when I say that. Sorry. Hey, take him off. Yeah. So no, I think we should be really excited, Blades, and the reason for that, I'll show you because January's on the horizon. We've got players coming back to fitness. I think Tom Davies has been outstanding, and I'd like to see him I'd like to see him start on Saturday, and I'd like to see him get over an hour's game time to build him up, because in those big games against Burnley and West Brom, sometimes he's the type of player that you need to come on and make a difference in terms of experience, not panicking.
Like he did tonight.
Exactly.
Game management, look after the ball. Yeah.
And the thing I love about the central midfield is they all love a tackle. They're very combative.
Yeah.
If you've got flair players in other positions as well, that is a tight unit, and it's a big thing for Sousa and Anel, or Sousa and Robinson in this case, to have those 2 guys in front, marshalling and keeping their position. It means we're not likely to get opened up through the centre there. And the clean sheet record's incredible. We haven't conceded, but we've got 3 out of 4 home games now. Michael Cooper still is yet to concede a goal. We definitely will be fired up for Burnley and West Brom. I feel like we owe Burnley. We do. And I think Wilder will have them absolutely smashing.
Chomping it a bit.
Absolutely smashing through the tackles, the energy levels. Anyone not...
Crowd will be up for it.
At full tilt. Anyone not at full tilt for Burnley on Boxing Day at Bramall Lane. Someone was saying, we've got these bit hard games coming up, where it was in the chat, the Ramble chat, and I just went, forget that. Enjoy it. This is what we're here to. This is it, isn't it? This is what we. This is as good as it gets. We are playing in important matches. We've got something to play for. We're a really solid side, and we know we can score a goal. It's exciting. Christmas and New Year, all these difficult fixtures, bring it on, because our home record and the confidence of our team with our goalkeeper. We've got to go into those games thinking, yeah, some people are right, but it's not champagne footy. But what it is a moment of quality and some bloody good covering and defending for our other players. Wilder will be buzzing with this. I can't wait.
We're still fighting for this title.
Mate, he'll be buzzing. It was exactly the type of performance. He'll be like, that was unbelievable from our lads. The thing again, I'll keep saying it, backing up your mate, putting the extra yard in, stretching when you need to, tackles, physicality, battles, just
it's unbelievable, mate.
Brilliant, really good in my opinion. Really good, really good. No one's been down there and opened that lot up. The best teams in the division have gone there and lost. And that'll be the difference in the end. These little one.
Oh, you're excited. I should have had some music to play behind you.
Mate, I am. I'm excited. It's mate, I'm excited because we've got some backbone. Okay.
Mate, I've given you credit from before the season kicked off. Not many could see this. You could. You were the one that's saying we're going to go really well this season. We're going to go really well.
We've got the best, most balanced team in the division. And that's why
we've got the best back five. I won't swap our back five for anybody in the league, and I don't even think that's debatable.
The two in front. Don't forget the two in front. Honestly,
that's what I mean. But there's always arguments that there's better players further forward. But
there's going to be. We're not Man City, and we're not.
But this unit at the back is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, I'm officially 25 minutes behind in the comments now. So, Salmon McCallum at it again. How high can that man jump? I like Salmon McCallum. That might stick. Yeah. I'd start Rooster at Plymouth, says Scott. Could get a hatful. That defence, especially if Hamer keeps setting them up. Peck was good, I assume David means, particularly in the first half. Always available, wanting the ball. It's a hard watching United, says Ree Wolf. That's life of a blade, I'm afraid. I keep missing what's happening with the takeover up the blade. I keep missing what is happening with the takeover up the... I haven't got time tonight, Kev. I would love to, pal, but there's no real update. Is the whistle stop tour of it? Sousa, great at doing simple things, says Steve, and sometimes that's what he needs. Brewster, one shot on target. Lol, says Simon. 3 points. Lol. Is all I'll say to that.
100% efficiency. 100% efficiency.
Yeah, absolutely. Efficient, if nothing else. West Brom and Millwall away. 4 points. That's what promotion teams do, says Christopher. Get in. Has there been a power cut in Leeds? There must have been, because I can't hear. I haven't heard from any of them. Jimmy, do you know we're top of the league? I assume that when I were criticising one of our players, which I don't think I do for very long. But yeah, everything we're saying is within context. I haven't been able to wipe the smile off my face. So it's been brilliant. Davies outstanding. Wouldn't be surprised to see him start against Plymouth, says Jake. If we rotate the squad, hoping Anel, Sariki and Sousa won't be out long. Never in doubt, says Jord. All right then, pal. Up the blades. Fair play. Tom Davis brought his Prem experience and know-how to the game like a new signing. Up the blades, up the ramble. Like and subscribe, says Ray. Sorry, I retract my clean sheet statement. It's not 12. It's actually 13 clean sheets. Unbelievable. Great result at Ilswa, says Jason. With January coming up now, what do the new owners hopefully need to add to the squad? Matthew, I think I'm not going to have time to answer questions like that, but I would say an orthodox left winger should be on the cards. I'm probably leaning towards a forward for the second loan spot. Paul, any quick sort of suggestions on where we should be strengthening?
I agree with the left wing. Although I still do like McCallum coming on in front of Gilchrist. I think that looks really solid when we're seeing games out.
In front of Burrows.
Not in front of him, no. I like him coming on later on in the game and the two working in tandem down that left-hand side.
You said Gil, in front of Gil.
Sorry, I meant Burrows. Sorry, mate, I meant Burrows. But yeah, and I think they swap, don't they? I think they seem to they alternate
sometimes
position.
do, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's that looks good down that left-hand side. But like you say, we'd like a threat on the ball, maybe a winger that can do both on both sides to give us even more flexibility. Yeah. I think that would be really useful. I'd love a flying machine, really. I want someone who can stretch
especially
the game.
You don't seem to fancy Andre Brooks, does he? So if there's somebody to challenge Raksaki, but that's a problem because then you're going to be dropping one of your loan signings, which you don't. It's not ideal. I'm really not impressed, says Joe. Hard to impress. Why do some people think we're playing poorly, says Paul? gone to a few really tough places and got the results needed to keep us top of the league. It don't always have to be pretty, does it, Paul? It just needs to be effective. Is smashing Oxford anything to cheer about? Yeah, it is. I think so. Instead of saying we were poor, let's say we need to look after the ball more and stop giving the ball away so easily. We also look slow in building attacks. I would say everything you say there, Jack, in terms of how you describe things. Let's say we need to look after. Yes, we do need to look after the ball more. We need to stop giving the ball away so easily. We also look slow in building attacks. I'll counter that with I agree with that in a small section, but we are top of the league. We've just gone away to West Brom and away to Millwall and come away with 4 points. They're both, particularly West Brom, will be in and around the playoffs. Millwall is always a tough place to go. We're top of the league. We've had 2 points deducted and we're top of the league. The bigger picture, Jack, is let's enjoy it, because we might not play well for 90 minutes, but the sublime way that we scored our goal tonight, it were unbelievable, and we've got that quality in the side. How come the lad didn't get booked for diving in our box when the ref blew? Because I don't think it were a dive, Pixie, to be honest. Surely it's the same as Raksaki's last week. I think there was, Paul described it really well, I think there was minor contact. I'd have been fuming if a penalty had been given, but I don't think it was a proper Tom Daly sort of
I think he might be talking about one in the first half, mate. There was one where
yes,
he threw himself on the floor, and I agree with Pixie on it because although the ref wasn't given a lot, I thought that was something that, and I thought he could have given that, and I kind of agree with him a little bit because
that's fair.
I said if you don't think he's touched him, then he's got to
be a bucket. It's got to be a bucket.
Yeah, which he did.
See, I don't think it was poor. I think it was a battling performance, which is totally different, says Ricky. And that's a different way of looking at it, isn't it? Great result at Millwall. Getting Brewster up the mighty blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe, says Jace. We need to improve on this, says Jack. Mark says at the end of the day, poor performance or not, it's 3 big ones. Grinded it out. Kept them at bay besides one decent chance when they hit the post. I'm taking it all day long. Yeah, whether it's a smash and grab or whatever you want to call it, let's run away with them 3 points. I thought, great. Go on, mate.
You asked me about the fixtures earlier. Sheffield United versus Plymouth at home. We've got to go and win that game, and the way we've been going, we will do. Cardiff away, back us.
Yeah,
back to go there and get something. That game on Boxing Day, we are currently 4 points ahead of Burnley, 6 if you count the -2 in terms of performance, but 4 points in the league. Even if both sides win the next 2, and that's possible. If we can go and beat Burnley on Boxing Day, that will put us 7 clear, most likely.
A third place.
And that is a hell of a position to be in going into a new year. A hell of a position.
Liam says, evening, pal. Well, your biggest win of the season for me. Brewster wins us the game. O'Hare unreal again, and Tom Davis was very good when he came on. Up the blades, up the Ramble. Please like and subscribe. Shout out to Liam. Top Rambler. All I know is Leeds, Sunderland and Burnley came here and didn't win. Poor performance or not, it's the points on the board that count. Well said, Jord. 100% agree, Liam. That's Brewster contract is knocking on the door, says Beast Boy. Has Brooks been horrid in training? Because I feel like he's not even getting a chance. I don't know. He doesn't seem to fancy him, and there could be numerous reasons for it. Cardiff and Plymouth next. Surely that's 6 points. One at a time, Anthony, but you'd like to think so, pal. You'd like to think so. Great win, Blades. Any news on the takeover, Jimmy? No immediate changes, pal. As soon as we get any news, I'll be straight on talking to you about it. So don't worry, you won't miss it. As long as you've got that bell tapped on the subscribe button, then you'll know when I'm coming on. What did Kiefer play like? Not very well. It's about time Jimmy acknowledged that he got Robinson wrong. Come on, Jimmy, be the big man. No, Anthony. I'm not gonna. I can't.
Jimmy, admit this then. He was the right horse for this course tonight.
He played well tonight. I think he had his moments.
And I would say if I had the choice going into the Den, I'd go with Robbo over Anel on a night.
No, I wouldn't. I think if Anel's fit, he picks Anel all day long.
I don't know. I don't think so. Not for this type of match. Not for this type of game.
He certainly fits the fixture, but I still don't think he gets picked out of the 3 if all 3 are fit.
Can we admit he played really well today and was the catalyst for our goal? And it's probably without that, we don't win this game.
He was certainly the catalyst for our goal.
Right.
He was. Without a brilliant pass from Robinson, we don't win this game.
And the block at the end, body on the line, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that block at the end as well. I've got nothing against Jack Robinson, and I know it sounds. The more I talk about it, it sounds like I have, or people seem to think I have, but I just don't think he's as good as Anel or Suter. That's all it is. I think we've got better defenders. It does worry me when he's in possession sometimes. Obviously tonight he's pinged one straight diag across the field. Gus Amer's taken it out of the sky and just absolutely magical. But a brilliant pass from Robinson. If he's got that in his locker, why don't we see it more often? Nothing personal against him.
But for tonight, mate, it's also about an attitude. It's an attitude. He was two people. He was driving the team on. He was in people's faces. His chest was out. He was combative. He's exactly what we needed tonight. It's playing football is not always about how good you can pass the ball or how good you thread the pass, which he did really well tonight.
No, it isn't. But that was also the difference tonight, weren't it? That extra bit of quality was the difference, and he was involved in that as well. To be fair, to strengthen your point.
And I'd say in that scenario, he was our player of the season for this type of game. This is what he's made for, and I thought he did really, really well. And I think we should all be saying that's what happened, and he deserves his flowers for that, in my opinion. Definitely.
Does he keep his shirt then? Does he keep his shirt for Plymouth? I'm assuming Anel's out anyway, but if Anel was fit, does he keep his shirt tonight, Robinson? For Plymouth?
Well, that's why Chris Wilder gets paid.
There we go, dear.
It's true. No. Listen, I don't disagree with you. Right? No, I agree with everything you're saying, but I agree with some of the commenters. We have to acknowledge it. You don't acknowledge that he's had a good game. You don't say he was a real difference maker tonight, and he definitely was, and he was perfect for the game. Honestly, it's true.
To be fair, mate, you're right. You're right.
I would personally take him in this game over Anel if both were fit. Yes, I would.
I'm joking. As I look at you aghast, I am obviously joking. It's I think sometimes, and it's a natural thing to do, and it's not right really, but you get something in your head about a player, and you sometimes can't see the good, and you sometimes only see the bad. And I don't want to be like that with any of our players. I want to think that I give them all a clean slate, but obviously you're going to judge them in your mind slightly differently. If Adam Davies were in goal tonight and makes the same saves that Cooper makes, maybe I'm not raving about Adam Davies like I do about Michael Cooper. So it's you know what I mean? It's a difficult one, and I can't always help that, to be fair. Great win away, boys, says Jonathan. Thanks for the shout out for my son Riley. When we got to school, he told his mate. I've just had a shout out on YouTube from Jimmy Ramble. His mate said, "Who?" Wow, that's another subscriber we need, Jonathan. No problem, mate. No problem. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Up Riley's well. Bigger man. Yeah, that's all right. Cheers, Ant. What about Jackie Long? Anthony, I've answered your question. Peck the halls with boughs of holly. La 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 la. Wow. Hiya Man Mountain, says Chip Butty with a little kiss.
It's just a bit of banter, that's all.
Jamie, thumbnail doesn't have a scoreline, by the way. I've gone straight from the live game into this. I didn't have time to create a thumbnail in between. It was a holding thumbnail, which I'll go back and amend once I come off.
Do you think Jamie's little picture looks like a troll? Do you think it looks like a troll?
I think it looks like Jamie. I think it's a lizard mask, to be honest.
A lizard, right?
Yeah. Great to share the match experience with you and your dad, Jimmy. What is PA doing with putting the sale on hold? Up the Ramble, up the Blaze, like and subscribe. I don't believe everything you read, Bri. I don't think that's the case, to be honest. I think they're still negotiating, and I haven't got an update at the moment, to be honest. My name for Blondie Connor is Marilyn Conroe.
Oh, yes.
Okay. What a collective Wilder's put together, says Ant. Bookies are saying Wilder for Man City. I don't blame him. Hey up, how's it going? I'm coming back from the den. What a win tonight, boys. Yes, well said, Jamie. And well done for playing your part in that fantastic away support. The great thing about this team is, like Paul says, we've got so many options and can switch players around almost seamlessly. Man Mountain, more like Jimmy Hill. Wow. Unbelievable. My guy
He's an expert. I'll take it. Jimmy was a ledge.
The Millwall player controlled the ball with his arm. Yeah, I saw that as well. What a miserable place the Rust Bucket looked against Blackburn last night. Yeah, I know he did. It was good to see. Shout out, Danny. Good shout, Danny boy, for Jimmy Hill. That's poor. I'm only seeing 424 viewers. Not sure where you got 1K from. Well, I've got 1,030. It's because there's a load watching on X, apparently. I didn't know if I hovered over it, I'd be able to tell. But yeah, there's a load watching on X. So we're streaming to 3 different places, which is an interesting thing to try. Hi, Jimmy. When I say PO, if the TO doesn't happen, print out if the takeover doesn't happen. Where is the money coming from? He's skint. He's holding out for potential promotion money. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. I will get into takeover talks in a future Ramble. I promise. I promise I will, because it's something that I know everybody's wanting to talk about. But I am currently 21 minutes behind. 1,000 people watching and only 87 likes. Come on, press the like, people. Thank you, Matthew. Agree with that. Much appreciated. Don't worry, I'll be calm tomorrow and laughing at the Leeds fans crying. Alan says, big pat on the back for the physio team for getting players like Tom Davies back up and running after a long time, and then they make a difference. Absolutely right. That's fair. The medical team this season haven't had their appreciation for keeping the players as fit. I know we've had the odd long-term injury that's unavoidable. Everybody gets them. But historically, we've had some significant injuries that's taken a long time to get back from. Disco Dave put a song in the Ramblers chat. Get it played, Jimmy. I'd have to upload it, pal. So maybe next time we're on live, I'll get it on. Good evening, lads. We're only at 50%, but did what others haven't. A win at the Den with a clean sheet. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Like and subscribe. When I record matches, you get a real sense of how much Peck contributes. Jack says, good game management. Moore didn't have the best game, but if he left that ball and Brewster bagged it, we'll be looking past it. Actually thought he headed a lot of balls into space. Buzzing for Rian, says Chris. Will do his confidence the world of good. Up the Blades, up the Ramble. Top man. I think Wilder hates Brooks. Not going to let. He certainly doesn't hate Brooks, but I don't know why he's not. He's not impressing. And to be fair, Brooks hasn't looked impressive when he's come on either. Brooks has got to do his bit when he gets his chance. You see what everybody's saying about Tom Davies. Comes on against Sunderland, bags a goal to win us the game, essentially. He comes on tonight. His game management is immense in terms of looking after the ball, like we've talked about, but also being in the right place at the right time. It's just a nous that he's got. Tenacity, like was mentioned earlier by Sarah. I'm not so sure that Brooks has taken his chance when he's got his minutes. What do you think of O'Hare? I don't think he's as good as people say he is. I was of that opinion, Chris. I think he started off. I was unimpressed, to be fair, or I wasn't blown away by his performances early season. I have to say, in the last 3 or 4 games, he has really turned me around. I still don't think he's at his optimum level. I think he can still go up a level, but the effort levels he's putting in is all I want from a Sheffield United player. All I want is as much effort as you can give. Like Shackleton isn't the best footballer, and to compare the two is probably not right, but Shackleton gives effort levels, like Paul was talking about, his willingness to run and fight and his desire to get there and stuff like that. We'll always see him given extra opportunities. Louis Barry on loan at Stockport from Villa, a target in January. I've heard that he's been linked to Middlesbrough, pal. So I won't mind him, to be honest. Won't mind him at all. Somebody said this before, that I say Andrea Brooks. When did Andrea Brooks become Andrea Brooks? I always say Andre, don't I? It must be my accent. Andre Brooks. Do you think if he'd put a Nell on, we'd have had a different result, Paul?
No crystal balls, mate. But I just thought he was the right man for the job. I really did.
We needed a Rocky track in the background when you were doing your speeches, but I completely agree. Completely agree. Crime Scene Cleaner says we opened them up, but they had a lot weaker team than when others have played with injuries and suspensions. I'm not sure about that. We were there's only Jake Cooper that's missing from their 11. We were expecting Tanganga out. We were expecting Esse out, and they were in. They were in, and they were causing us issues, and I think we dealt with them well. There's only Jake Cooper, I think, that would normally make that lineup. From what I'm aware of, Paul, you did a bit of research on him. I don't know if you know of any others.
I've always thought Bradshaw was really good up front for him as well. And
he got hat-trick against us, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he's always been good, and like you say, against us as well. So I think he was on the bench. I think there's been some Millwall debate amongst the fans with regards to whether he should be playing or not. I think there's a lot of them think he should be, and he's always looked quite a bit of a weapon to me. So I don't really get it.
Mind the gap, Leeds United. Mind the gap. I say you was only top 4 one day. Nice. I'm not bad at that. LA. O'Hare and Hamer have swapped form, says Ollie. Okay. Great win tonight for the lads. Atmosphere as always. Yet another clean sheet. Up the Blades, says Blades Hub. Leeds a second again, says Chris. Nice. Paul, Guardian article shown on Yahoo Sports says the Prince put the sale on hold as the Blades Eye promotion. Surely not. We need clarity. He's now waiting so he can get another 30 to 40 million. Nothing like them sort of numbers, pal. Alan Nixon also put an article out today at the same time saying that it's edging ever closer. So who knows what's going on? Who knows? I have to say, Pecky's starting to turn me now. Didn't like him and Raksaki at the start, but Pecker's changed me. Raksaki hasn't, says Ollie. When is Anel back? We don't know yet, King. We don't know many details. It was a surprise to all of us, I think, when he wasn't even involved. Great win tonight. Grounded it out, says Spotlight actor Wayne. We do not need shredding by a Premier League club in the FA Cup just yet, says Jimmy. I'll take a cut run by all means, but now is not the time to be pitting our wits against Premier League clubs. Top spot will go down to goal difference could go down to goal difference this season, so we need to start smashing some teams. 4-0 against Plymouth and Cardiff. I think goal difference has gone, to be honest, already. I don't know how far in front Leeds are, but I think they've got a significant lead on us in goal difference. You have to count that as a point for them, really. We could still finish above them quite easily. Great away win, says Tim. Super happy for Brewster. Even woke up for the end of the game. Nice one, pal. Tim's in Thailand, by the way, just for context. He's not just somebody who gets bored at watching Sheffield United. Don't want to be negative, says Jack, but it seems like game after game we're saying we got a result despite not playing well. When are we going to start playing well? Fair. The legend Man Mountain moonlighting on Football 11 earlier. We on Football 11 earlier, pal?
I wasn't, no.
Okay. I love Jack Robinson, true servant, but a Nell every day of the week and twice on a Sunday, says George. Prince Abdullah did the same last time in the Championship, waited the start of the season to see how we're doing. If we looked good, he'll up the price. Does it every time, the greedy man, says Ollie. I'm not gonna buy. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just think it's difficult to comment on when we don't really know what's going off. We don't know. You're believing an article that you've read, maybe the headline of, Ollie. It's just, it's madness. It's madness. I forgot to say that if it's reported in The Guardian, it's clearly rubbish, says Paul. Well, there you go. May as well have been 90 after 90 at this point, says Jamie. I know it's because we've got so many people in. Bring on the call-ins, especially with the lies at the underneath your feed. At the underneath your feed. Jamie, what are you talking about, mate? What are you talking about? Disco Dave is a voice message. Hold your phone to the mic. Oh, okay, go on then. We'll get Disco Dave on. If I can trawl through all the messages, I'll see if we can get a bit of Disco. Oh, there we go. We're going up. I want the world to know Regan Brewster scored. We're going up. I want the world to know Regan Brewster scored. Nice one, Dave.
Go on, Dave.
Disco Dave strikes again. Love that. O'Hare was good tonight. Needs to stop with these little flicks. He's also so slow, but looks fast. It's because he's got little legs, pal. Super duper. We've got Michael Cooper playing in our goal. Best we've ever seen. Take us to the Premier League. Super duper. We've got Michael Cooper playing in our goal. Best No, I don't know. Best we've ever seen. Yeah, it's right, isn't it? Take us to the Premier League. Nice.
I like that, Nate. Well done, mate.
Yeah, that'll go. We can work with that. Dave the Blade song is We're Going Up. We want the world to know. Rian Brewster Scott. Yeah, we're good. Good from Davey Boy. Never lets us down. I'll take Tanganga next season. Looks a real handful, says Mike. As would I. I so want to beat Plymouth on Saturday. Are you there, Mr. Mumford? Because we will be there. I'm sure my dad would like to have a catch-up if you're about. The lies, just for context, Mr. Mumford and Andy the Blade used to knock about, used to go to games together when they were younger. I think they were at Leicester together and a few other of those famous places. So old school Blades. They were all wakey Blades. The lies being the words call in under yours and Paul's videos. All right, the lies. Yeah, I explained at the top, Jamie, it's not 90 after 90. And the calling obviously isn't relevant, but I just wanted to show some love to our sponsors, and I will get a debrief one done up. But I think that is the end of the comments. We've still got over 1,000 people here, which is absolutely ludicrous. Paul, any final comments on the game today and heading into Plymouth?
No, it was a really hard-fought victory. It was always going to be that. It was never going to be a steamroll. We're never going to play the champagne footy. I thought it was a really hard-fought performance. I think Wilder will say the same thing. I'm looking forward to listening to what he's got to say about it. I think there's been some really, really 7 out of 10 performances, but it's work ethic that's got us this far. And it's work ethic that's going to take us all the way to it.
Oh, I love your confidence. You've been confident all the way through, to be fair.
Yeah.
And so far, so good. So thank you to everybody for joining us tonight. It's been a bit of a long night for us, but we've loved it. Loved every minute of it.
Yeah, brilliant.
What a result at Millwall. 3 points at the Den. Leeds couldn't do it. Burnley couldn't do it. Sunderland couldn't do it. Blades could. Come on, you red and white wizards.
Up the Blade!
Up the Blade!